About Ghost and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. I just got off of work, so this is going to be one of those ride-along editions. So let's get it, man. I've been playing Nintendo for a long time, and I remember when I first got my first entertainment system, it was actually an Atari. It was the worst Atari console out of all of them. It was the 5200. The 5200 had the jack for the power where you hook it up to the TV. I don't know how that worked. That bug used to spark a lot, just like I spark a lot. 5200. Pac-Man. My friends used to laugh at me. The joystick was like in television a little bit. It's nasty work. But then my neighbor was playing this game that had this song in the background. Boom, do 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 do. Getting a mushroom. Super Mario Brothers 1 is difficult. It's difficult. You can get all the extras in the world, but it's a little difficult. I could say it's 8. I think 8-3. 8-3 or 8-2, one of them. But if you play Mario Frustration, this is an easy walk in the park. It was difficult. So me and my friends, we used to trade games. How y'all doing? Make sure y'all give me a like when y'all get in here. Just another ride along edition of me yapping. Unc up here talking. I'll trade games, and then one guy was like, look, I'll give you 3 games for 1 game. I said, okay. One was Legendary Wings, Breakthrough, and the notorious Ghost and Goblins. I put the Breakthrough in, I kind of whipped on that real quick, right? But once I put that Ghost and Goblins, I immediately called that game motherfucker. Like, just to learn the history of that game being so hard that the programmers didn't even put it on the American version, didn't even make it easy. They left it on hard because they was thinking that it's going to suck up quarters. They want to do you in. They want you to pay some money for a happy ending. Hit. Thank you, I appreciate that. But hella practice. Again, just the first stage is difficult. And then it kind of like lightened up a little bit. And then it just pure evil, you're gonna die a lot. Then it has shitty weapons. The fireball, shitty weapon. Axe, shitty weapon. You gotta use the knife. What makes this game insanity is where's the armor? And how do I get it? Why doesn't it pop up like when you hit a block in Super Mario, it just pop up, you level up. Where is the armor? Oh man. If you have to be in the right spot, jumping, ducking, falling. The mofos in this game is them damn red devils. Yeah, the red devil, halfway through the board, here it comes. A guaranteed armor knock off of her. You could try to catch it in the screen to see if it'll disappear. Sometimes it's still there like mildew, waiting for the confrontation. But what makes this game difficult is when there is more than one. They always make sure you get one to practice on, and then they're going to start putting multiples of them in the board. Then they have the nerve to give you some time. You got to do this in a time limit. The first board, getting out of the grave, getting out of the cemetery, going into what I call the hotel, right? You have the big men with the hearts on them that take 10 hits apiece, right? They only give you 2 minutes. It took me years of practice to learn a pattern. Some people risk the armor, and you get knocked over the upper wall by a raven. They just risk the armor just to save some time. Then it's some platforming, some good old-fashioned watch your step, and then after that you finally get to the boss. Oh, my bad. The hotels is the second board because you got 2 unicorns. One unicorn was a problem. It likes to run right through you sometime. Like if you got diarrhea, it run right through you. Lose that life, have to go through that cutscene. But it's insanity. But if you can beat it, and that old NES, you could beat that old NES. Oh man, you got to give yourself a pat on the back. But then there's other ones I played. I played Super Ghouls and Ghosts before I played Ghouls and Ghosts because that was more for the Saturn. One of my homies had Super Ghouls and Ghosts, and he was good at that shit. But he struggled. He struggled to get to Lucifer. Cut the game off. It was a struggle because you had to take that bracelet back through all that, and the bracelet is janky because it doesn't have a far distance. And keep in mind, it's timed, it's timed. Enemy movement, placement, random. 50% skill, 50% luck. And again, you level it up with these chests. Now they put the armor in the chest for you, right? Where's the chest? You might have to jump off some shit a crazy way. And at least they gave you the double jump. Right? They gave you the double jump. So weapons are still kind of shitty. I would say stick to the good old-fashioned knife. Don't touch that axe. That fireball, you know. Some shit you just gonna have to leave alone. Now my friend that was playing this, he liked to use the bow. Because if you charge it up fully, they'll go in 3 different directions but have damage. It'll take damage. But still, it's like, good old-fashioned knife. Or the javelin. Javelin is a little bit slower. You know, you only can throw 2 at the screen at the same time. You know, you got to wait till one hit something and then come back. So it's not like if you had the NES advantage and you was like, okay, I'm just going to hold down the button. Yes, difficult. Yes, difficult. Yeah, yes, difficult. But I played that one before I played Ghost and Goblins. And just the fact that you gotta beat that son of a bitch twice, like, man, it's like after that it was time to go outside and play, right? But I beat that shit a couple of times. The first one, it's a monstrosity because the upper levels that you go, if you don't have a certain weapon, it'll send you back to another level, make you repeat it, right? If you don't have a certain weapon. Like, the last stage has at least like 12 red devils, like 12 of them, like really, like really, like. And it gotta be a pattern. And I think everybody that tried a pattern, you know what I mean? Like tried, like we ain't figured that point out yet. I mean, I see some people like do it, but you don't know if they're using the game genie, right? But I see some people just do it, man. It's like you want that armor, it's gonna come at a risk. Then you gotta fight the 2 Satans up there, right? With that shield weapon. Very difficult, very difficult. But you know, I like whipping on hard games. You know, and again, that's one of them games. After you know whip that, you about to go do something else because that was gonna take some. Mental madness. It's an actual double whammy. You get pissed off on the first ending of like I gotta do all this stuff all over again. Yep. And that was the trademark of all of them. Like you gotta not only you beat them once, you gotta beat them twice. That series, if it ain't a goddamn for that series, like I don't know what to tell you. And that's an unbroken game. Oh man, y'all pretty. I got that's just a hard game. Not broken, where it's like beatable. A lot of people say that Silver Surfer is like difficult, and I beat the shit out of that. You know what I'm saying? Now that Street Fighter 2010, now that was a struggle. I think I only beat that shit like 2 times. I was very excited because you have to play that shit perfect. Perfect. But, a lot of people say Silver Surfer was like, as long as you got the advantage, it shouldn't be no problems. It was just one of those games. But I like the concept, the music. If you wanted something extremely harder than Castlevania, like, it's a good franchise, especially like arcade versions. You see the better graphics. That's why I think Ghost and Goblins was on the Genesis. Get the better graphics. That's funny. I had the Nintendo. My homie Breezer, he had the Genesis. That golden axe, boy. Ooh, we put hours in. But that's a good ass game. That's a good game when you play with you and your homie. Golden Axe, Life Force, Pro Wrestling. Contra. I think Life Force is like one of the out of the NES, way better than Gradius. I think Life Force was, and they gave you extra boards as well. The King Tut stage. Now, Salamander is good. Don't get me wrong. Salamander is dope. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm trying to get this channel up over here. I've been playing a little bit of Shinobi. I applaud that. It's like I had to choose for one, right? The Ninja Gaiden, because I love Ninja Gaiden, right? I love Ninja Gaiden, right? But the Shinobi, they got off on that Shinobi, so I've been playing it. I've been really picking like what kind of content I'm gonna do since I got my PS5. It's like all my games that was on the PS4, right? All that progress, right? So I had to start from scratch. Oh, Cuphead is giving me problems. Cuphead got a different mechanics. It's about bullets hitting the target and you staying alive for a certain amount of time. So if you thinking that you could like really like get close to an enemy and just let off, right? And just, bring their energy down real quick before you taking a hit, that really don't work with Cuphead. Certain bosses, they got different mechanics. Cuphead have Mega Man vibes, as in certain weapons work better on certain bosses. Certain bosses got certain weaknesses and shit, right? But certain bosses got weaknesses, right? Depending on the weaponry. So it got some Mega Man elements. And you just gotta like experiment. But if you got a problem with being patient, nah, that shit ain't gonna work. See, King Dice, that whole thing, like with King Dice, that's a mofo, man. Fight all the Mega Man bosses again, right? And then here he come. Gotta flip off these cards. I jumped up in the air after I kicked his ass and shit. I'm like, goddamn, got your ass, finally. And there's a little glitch too, you know, you go behind his gloves. I did that a couple of times. I was like, all right. Hey, any way what works. Yeah, but that Shinobi is fire. That Shinobi is straight fire. Highly impressed. Thank you, Mr. Smith, to just subscribe to the show. On my way home. I remember when I gave up on like Super Mario Brothers. I gave up with that. I think it was Super Mario Sunshine. That shit was too fucking long, man. Too fucking long. Earlier today, you see me crank up that God of War 3, boy. Boo, do, do, do. Excellent game. Excellent game. Excellent game. We used to play it on Nintendo. My homie came over one time. And he was like, man, what the hell is this shit? I was like, man, this shit is violent as a motherfucker. Highly impressed. Highly impressed. So we popped in God of War 3. I know I need to get back to the Valkyries. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you talking about hard. Pause. Difficult. Now, them, you know, last two God of Wars different. Got a lot of things going on. A lot of things you could do different. A lot of things you could do different though. But I think the, you know, 1, 2, 3. I mean, they really got off on 3. That one really brought people to the PlayStation 3. Just like the PlayStation 2 had or was it the first one? I think it probably was the first PlayStation that had that Metal Gear Solid. Combat terrorism. You wonder why that second boss Psycho Mantis is kicking your ass and shit. You had to put the second controller in, man. Like that's just dope. That's just dope. If not, you would have never figured that shit out. You get tortured, right, man? They're giving you Nintendo thumb. Good goddamn game. Well, y'all let me know. I'm gonna give y'all a selection and let me know what y'all wanna see me play. All right, y'all have a good one.